Okay, here's another video that we have from our Stronger for Longer older adults program, where we're teaching them strength and movement skills, and probably more movement skills that become strength, and teaching them how to move correctly for life to enhance their way of moving, obviously, but also enhancing, like preventing like muscle wastage and loss, which is referred to as sarcopenia, which will greatly inhibit the way that they live their lifestyle and prevent them from doing just ordinary tasks that when they're in their 30s, 40s, even 50s, they took for granted. Something as simple as picking something up off the ground can be really, really difficult to do for someone who loses a lot of strength. And what we have found is that you can improve strength with like simple exercises, the typical gym type bodybuilding based exercises, but you will not improve function. And this sort of exercise that we're going to show you here is one example of like how we can significantly improve strength without actually training strength. Because of the complexity of the exercise is so difficult, it requires more skills, and it requires things like balance, flexibility, and in this particular case agility, but high levels of coordination. So if you sort of add all those together, plus the fact it's the most difficult movement that most people can find to do, regardless of age, being the lunge, you can see how this can dramatically have huge effects on the entire system, not just one area or a couple of muscles at a time, which is how most people use strength training to do, all right? So, which is why it's usually very ineffective at improving people's function. So I'm going to play this video here, and it's got a picture of me on the left and one of our clients from the program on the right. And basically what we have to do, if you watch carefully, have to lunge forward. So I lunge forward, and I've got a tennis ball, and I've got to balance the tennis ball on top of a cone. Now, you think that's simple to do. This is not easy because it can easily roll off. It takes a very good dexterity and balance to be able to do that. And you see, even for me, it's a bit tricky, all right? So you can see if it's tricky for me, and look how long I have to stay in that lunge for. This, bearing in mind this is in slow motion. You can see here the guy on the right, he has to really be careful, and he stays quite low into that lunge. And his form is not 100% perfect, all right? But he's pretty close. He's got a good range through his legs. So what we look for is the angle through here. He's got to have this nice bending knee flexion here. Where he loses a little bit is there. So over time, bearing in mind this is the first time he's done it, we need to sort of keep that nice angle through his back there. But if I play the rest of the video, you'll sort of see him. He gets it nice, and it takes him a bit, but he stays down there. He has the strength to do it, and he can eventually comes back up. And you'll see him as he rises back up, and then bang, and he can go to do the next leg, and so on and so on. All right, but what we end up teaching them is to move forwards, and then as you can see here, me on the left, I reach over and do a side lunge, then I grab the ball back, and then I go to the left side and put a side lunge. All right. And then the last version of that would be then to turn and place it behind me. All right, so this is like learning to move in all directions, and be able to. This is also how you prevent falls. So many great exercises of skills in life that you would need from just doing this one movement. All right, so the load of a tennis ball isn't very significant, but the complexity of the exercise is what counts. And it's what we need to teach. So you can teach an old dog new tricks, by the way. You just need to do it sensibly and carefully and show them how to break it up. All right. So there's a lot of gym exercises that go behind this to try and teach them the things that they're not doing well. Some of them may be stretches. Some of them may be isolated glute exercises or so on. But the end goal is always to get people to stand up and move the way they're meant to move. All right. If you can do that, your results of your program will be significantly better than you've ever seen before. All right, so yeah, look, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you could practice it at home if you're watching this. Yeah, and I'll see you on the next one where we'll show you some different things again.